Hello, everyone. We are hoping that you are. All right, I'll start again. Hello, everyone. We are happy that you are joining us today. You are always welcome here to share your heart, to share your gift, to share your talent, and to serve our community. I do wish that you have a great time tonight. Just know that when we are coming together, we'll stay open-minded, open heart to receive the information that's shared here with us and to receive the hearts of the people that share their heart out here with us and things that we shared here. My name is Julie Nguyen, and I am truly your friend. I'm coming to you from Orange County, California. Today is July 19, 2022. On behalf of Chris Johnson, I welcome you to our OBLESS brainstorm. Before we start our discussion today, if you could please mute your mic, all you got to do is press it once and it will automatically mute itself. Let's see if who has not, please go ahead and mute yourself. All right. Before we start our OBLESS discussion, I would like to convey Chris Johnson's message to everyone who had recently prayed for him in surgery and sending your healing thoughts to him. He is home now in recovery. He is resting, and he appreciates all your prayers and your thoughts. And we'll thank God that he is not here with us today because he's doing well. However, the things that he had to take and the things that he had to go through really make his body not normal. Literally, this is just for fun. I was on the phone with him. He puked all over the place. And thank God he's not here with us, but we know that he's doing well. So thank you so much for all your prayers and your healing, messages sending toward him. If you could, everyone, please mute yourself. I would really appreciate it. What he is doing right now is he is focusing on healing. Therefore, if you want to send him messages, just please refrain from sending it to his phone. He has to keep his phone on, just any emergency or his family want to reach him, he'll be able to take it. Please refrain from asking him questions. If you are sending him prayers, please do that, helping him to recover, but please refrain from messages. Give him about 3 to 5 days. If you need anything help, please feel free to reach out to any one of us here. We will be able to help you. You need posting. You can also know who can post on there. You can reach out to any one of us and we'll be happy to do that for you as well. Please keep him in your prayer and also refrain from reaching out to him as well. Welcome everyone to our evening discussion about OBLESS. For a lot of us who are joining us tonight, you might not know OBLESS is. You might not know what it is and what it does. I would like to take a few moments just to share with you what OBLESS is. OBLESS, to me, it is a heart. It is the heart. It is the center of ONPASSIVE. It is a philanthropist platform that really helps connecting all of us together to the causes that matter to anyone that involved in it. We are gathering together the right people to support the right causes and to the people that realize there are needs in this world. So that is basically a snapshot description of OBLESS. OBLESS aims to connect people to not only seeking for help, but seeking financial assistance to the people that are capable of and willing to be able to give a hand. This platform comes into two distinct ways of accessing. If you are a benefactor, you can use Oblast as well. If you are a campaigner, you actually could use Oblast to do so. So if you are looking for further information about our Oblast, please feel free to visit www.onpassive.com, or the best way for you to get to know more about Oblast is to get back with the person who invited you to this webinar, who invited you to attend ONPASSIVE webinar, who talked to you about the opportunity to become customers, become resellers, become part of ONPASSIVE. Please get back with those people so that they can directly direct you to the appropriate information and correct information as well. All right, so that is Oblast. And tonight we are gathering together here tonight with everyone has a heart of connecting people around the world, helping other people. And I have to say, many of us are here today has already done so in our own life, in our own charities work, in our own community or our own home. Chris has put together a program for us but it's not going to be happening tonight. However, he and the guests that are preparing for the program coming up next week is Janet Butler and a lot of her team. So it's coming on next week. They are going to talk about hurricane shelter. So if that topic touches your heart, and if you are wanting to focus on those topics, please remember to mark your calendar. It's next week at the same time. But tonight, I'm stepping up to help Chris Johnson tonight. And when he told me to help him, I said, okay, I'm just going to do what comes to my heart and my mind. And it comes to my heart and my mind is my dear friend, Leon Holiday and his team. Recently, his friend has traveled to the Philippines and they put together part, and Neil Stern, Leon's going to talk more about it. But before I get started and before I send this over to Leon, I like to share with you some of the images, the little clips that Leon shared with me about what was that trip about, and also what Neil Stern was doing when I think she's still in the Philippines. And I know Emily Guzman has projects over there. Everyone's focusing on helping the Philippines. Please get each other information and connect with each other. And wherever you are, if you are currently helping someone or having projects that you run or having, ideas, please reach out. Come on and join Oblast Brainstorm, because what we are doing right now at this moment is to brainstorm, getting together. So without further ado, I'd like to share with you a little video, a little clip that Leon shared with me about Anelia's trip. All right, so give me 1 second, let me get it up for you.
Pero sabi nga ni, ada sa putuan, ano talaga, sa amo. Kaya salamat po mo.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Leon and Nelia Stern, for doing that. I know you noticed that in the banner, it was a misspell. It's okay. The heart is there, the action is there, and the love is there. And I know that Nelia Stern has been doing that. She has, I believe, that doing that every single year. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce my dear friend, Leon Holiday. Leon, if you could please unmute your mic and talk to us, please.
Hello, everyone. And thank you, Julie, for having me on today on Oh Bless. And of course, I love being on Oh Bless anyway. And so I just want to let you guys know that, yes, you guys may have heard of the recent volcano there in the Philippines. And what it did, it dumped ash on all the rice crops. And some of the people had to be displaced from their homes. And they had different centers around the area because, it was hard for them to breathe the air and hard for them to even harvest the crops that after dumping volcano ash all over the crop. And so Nelia and a lot of other people in the Oxnard area we have probably one of the largest Filipino community in the whole state of California. Whole United States in Oxnard, California. And I've known Nelia for almost 39 years. She does my taxes. She's my CPA. So actually, it's kind of been like a tease every year. If I don't have to pay the government, whatever I get left over, I'm gonna donate it. And so this was one of the years where I said, okay, just let me break even. Whatever I don't get back, I'll donate it this year. And so I donated my whatever I got back to this year, because usually I never have enough of write-off. So she said, if you make a donation, you can always, write off. So I donated to her cause, which is our cause, which is in the Southern California division, sustainable, ONPASSIVE sustainable living. So we have few people. We have Kathy Wilcutt is part of the group. We have Emmy Kadane. We have quite a few people. Evelyn Garcia, Michelle Reyes. We all part of our group. And I just so happened when I started signing people for ONPASSIVE, we were already there on the old blessed side, and it didn't take much more. And when we have all the roundtable discussions and talk about what we can do to help people and trying to do a barley plate, and then Chris Johnson started this portion of Old Blessed, we're just at that point in time where we just decided we were already doing these things. Nelia was already doing these things. Kath is already doing these things, and which she'll probably want to say a couple of things because she's on standby. And this could be done anywhere. This could be done in Africa, in many different countries throughout Africa. This could be done the same way we're doing it. If there's a cause, we just go to the cause. And again, sometimes having that tax write-off, she does my taxes and she said, you don't have enough of write-off, you should donate more, boom. I donate a little bit more. I could donate that to anywhere. That could be donated to any cause. Now, since we part of ONPASSIVE, we all part of ONPASSIVE, it's easy to donate it to somebody who, like Dr. Benny said about a week or so ago, with the other project, give it to somebody who going to go and deliver the money and buy the product and actually get it in the right hand. And Nelia is from that region. She's lived there. And so it's easy. And she does it like during the COVID. She was feeding, how many people couldn't leave their providence in the Philippines. They couldn't work. A lot of people work in Manila. They couldn't go to Manila. They didn't have food. So Nelia was donating and sending food. She fed a lot of people. That was longer lines. because that's what we do. And that's how we're going to have to, that's how we as a group, we as a country, we as a whole, that's how we're going to take care of poverty. That's how we're going to take care of feeding people. These are the things that we need to do over and over and repeat it. It's just like, you don't have to hesitate. You don't have to wait on anybody's permission. You just jump in and do what's out of your heart. We joined ONPASSIVE. We got 800 some people, 8,000 some people is on Oh Blessed. Everybody don't have the money or the resource, but you have your hands, you have your mouth, you have your voice, you have things that you can do to bring light or shed light to various issues. So starting back, I just want to back up a little bit. When Julie first came to me about ONPASSIVE, like I said, I had COVID. I got signed up, but I wasn't active. And then when I started realizing more and more what ONPASSIVE was about, I joined ONPASSIVE because I wanted to help people with clean drinking water, because I worked 30 some years in the water and wastewater industry, cleaning drinking water, the same water that people turn on their tap and the same water they flush down their toilets or various things. That was my profession. You know, I started in the oil industry as a mechanic engineer, cleaning salt brine water from oil when they bring up with the oil. And then I carried that profession on over to the municipality. And so I spent my whole career. So I got into ONPASSIVE and Oh Blessed. I figure I can help people have safe and clean drinking water. And there's so many things that you can do, a person can do with just the materials in their own country to build filters that can filter out a lot of diseases and stuff like that. You know, instead of just dipping your water in a lake, a creek, a stream, and just bringing the water out and drinking it, and not learning how to clean it and causing you to be ill. So those are what I thought. You know, I know all about drilling wells. I know how to make wells. I know how to, make them sanitized and stuff like that. So my point is to make sure that I was part of something that meaningful. So then all of a sudden, after I start talking to people about ONPASSIVE and being in a huge Filipino community, and people start coming aboard, and then it was easy to shift. I start thinking about the sustainable living, sustainable village. Sustainable living, sustainable village is still possible, but what's happening is you got to get people. You can't just go straight from people off the street into sustainable living, because first of all, you got to make sure they're fed, they're bathed, they're fed, they have the proper hygienes, and all those things are taken care of first. And then you got to make sure people are vetted, because you don't want people around young children or people that are abusive to them. So there's so many things that we thought we would do. We come up with a application where when you interview people, and if you start a sustainable village, and then we start thinking about all the other things that are out there, like empty buildings. Instead of building a sustainable village, you can start with the empty buildings in your own neighborhood. There's empty schools, there's empty buildings. A lot of people don't know that they can get those buildings from the federal government or from the state for $1, as long as you got a cost. If you got a cost, you can go get those empty buildings, because if that building's set for so many years, it's your building. You're the taxpayer. That building belongs to you. If you pay taxes, that building belongs to you too. So why can't you go and get that empty building been sitting there and use it for a cost like putting homeless people in, or starting a village or kitchen? So there's so many things we can do right now. And so, like I said, it started off kind of as a joke, but it became fun. And so this year, the few dollars that I donated for the cost in the Philippines, there's a lot of money in the Philippines. It's a few dollars for me. It's either you give it to the government or you give it to, and what the government going to do with it? Nothing but buy unnecessary stuff. But if you give it this way, and a lot of people should look at it that way. If you give you give that money to a cause, And same thing going to happen when we start, when OBLESS, when ONPASSIVE start, when the apples start to roll and fall. You're going to have that same, some of us going to have that same issue. You're going to have to pay taxes. And are you going to pay those taxes to the government or pay them, put the tithe into on OBLESS? And that's the reason why I know OBLESS is going to be successful, because you're not going to want to give that money to the government. And if you're making a substantial amount of money, and a lot of that plus 20%, as Ash mentioned, that 20% responsible for 80%, that 20%, I think your pay going to be substantial down the road. And you're not going to just write that check to the government. And OBLESS, you got OBLESS right there. And OBLESS is going to help a lot of people. And just like I did this year, it's so easy to put it towards a cost, and the cost that was, instead of writing a check to the government, it's so easy to write it to a cost and help. And now you did hers the same way. Like I said, she said, okay, this happened right at the time the tax season was about to end, and we saw it was a good beneficial use, and this is how we ended up. And like I say, we didn't have to go out and ask people. We didn't recruit. We didn't ask for any money from anyone. We just decided from our heart. That's what we wanted to do. And so if we have some time, we got, I don't know whether we can bring on in audio, Kathy Wilcox. She want to make a comment towards how she helped in the Philippines as well.
Absolutely, Leon.
Okay.
I'm trying to look for her. I think
Okay.
it was just Kathy, and she declined. So Kathy, make sure you type the very top option. It's accept as a panelist.
Yes.
And join us. While we're waiting for Kathy, Leon, I know you've mentioned about sustainable living. Could you explain for everyone what is sustainable living is? And
okay, sustainable living is in my eyes, in my view, in my experience, because there's a lot of people talk about sustainable living. Sustainable living, as you know, California is in a drought, but when it does rain, all the water hit the ground and head to the tributaries and all to the creeks and streams and onto the ocean is gone. Because sometimes the ground is so hard, they don't have time to absorb that water. But imagine you can catch that rainwater. You can catch gallons and thousands of gallons of rainwater in a short period of time. Imagine taking that water, sending it through an inline filter and using it to drink, or using it to water gardens, planting plants and gardening, giving people something to do. For example, everybody in a sustainable village, that means everybody have a trade, everybody has a skill. Some people may only know how to crochet, but some people may know how to cook. Some people may know how to paint. Some people may know how to do well. In a sustainable village, everybody has a trade. Everybody has something that they can contribute. It's not saying, well, I can't do anything. Some people can just read books to children. Because if you have a 10-minute section of hour reading books for children, the parent can go and be doing something else in a sustainable village, like working in a garden or help paint a fence. Or when I say sustainable, I mean really sustainable. Grow your own food, grow your own beef, grow your own chickens with your eggs. And if you got too many eggs, what you do? You sell them. People love to buy some of the eggs, and if you got extra vegetables, go to the farmer's market. We got farmer's market everywhere. And then you got an income coming in, and you have food that you can feed on your table. And then you have, some people just say, I don't know anything. I just work security. You don't want anybody walking into your sustainable village. Some people can work security. Some people can work all different portion. Some people wash dishes. Some people can wash clothes. Some people can fix hair. Some people can do nails. If you got a sustainable village with women and children, with elderly people or veterans, that's the way I look at it. And these people want to be vetted because they're in a sustainable village because they want to be there. They don't in the village because you're making them go there. these people want a different chance in life. They want to help out and they want to be part of an environment that want them. And that giving that person another chance. And in that sustainable village, there's a lot of people volunteer their time, nurses, doctors. You know, we got doctors everywhere. There's kids that sleeping in their cars, probably never had a eye checkup or a hearing checkup or a dentist service. You got these people pro bono volunteer their time. They can come to the sustainable village. And once that village up and running smoothly, it can become profit, nonprofit. And think about that. You can start by building tiny houses. You can start have people graduate from living in tent like or in their cars in their van to a little tiny house. And then if the sustainable village continue to grow, people can move up to a larger size house, and then they can let someone else have the smaller size house. And I look at all these things because I'm also a builder. I'm an engineer as well, but I also build. I built several houses before, and I know how to work with city governments because most of my 20 some years of my profession was working in city government. I know how to get around a lot of the red tape. I know how to pull permits. I know how to, draw. I know how to design. All these kind of things I know how to do, but I'm retired now and I have nothing to do, but I'm passive. So, it's kind of like it's fun now because when you have to do it to work, it's a lot of work. But when you have to do it for fun, now it's fun because I don't have to do it for to get a paycheck. My paycheck's coming because I'm retired. So I'm doing it now for fun. So sustainable village, you can do a sustainable village anywhere, any place, anyhow. But again, the people that works in that sustainable village has to want to be there. They have to want to do that. And I think you can have a lot of people doing sustainable. So our group is Southern California Division of Sustainable Living, for ONPASSIVE. And so I'm thinking that one day, again, like near where I live now, I know there's state land. It's been vacant for at least 20 some years. There's already infrastructure on that land. There's already water. There's already sewer. That's already on that land. If you go to the government and with a good plan, say, hey, look, give up that land. You can build, it's in an open zone, open space, agriculture area. You can get that land because they can't say, well, we're going to use it. You haven't used it in 20 years, so you're not going to use it. So let this, we helping you. We helping you the state. We helping you the city. We taking people who wants to be in a sustainable environment, put them in a sustainable environment. And that's why we said before, our government cannot solve homeless. They cannot solve poverty, because if they could, they would have already. These things got to come from each community and each person and work its way outward. And once we do a blueprint, it can be done in any city, anywhere, any country, any place. And some portions of the sustainable village will lack various things. Some of it, the main resource is money. But as we know, if the money get in the right hands, it can be used properly. It can be used correctly. But if the money get in the wrong hands, say goodbye to your project, say goodbye to the money, nothing gonna happen. And that's the way our government is set up right now. And then if somebody goes out of the office, then the next person come in the office, they claim they don't know nothing about the money. And everybody know this too. And I'm gonna tell everybody this so that people know. When money goes into general funds in any city, in any government, general fund money can be used for anything. And the most thing is used for is giving pay raises to the people who already have tons of money. That's simple as that. If money is appropriated for various things, they can't misappropriate funds. If money is designed for this over here, it have to go over here. But somehow these city officials are so slick, they know how to get the money into general fund. And so general fund means if they need anything, office furniture, another car or whatever. They go buy it with that money. Pay raise, that's how that money is spent. So that's the reason why I'm saying the money has to go into the right place in any organization that you go. And if it starts there, just like Nelia's doing, she go over there, she rent the jeepney. Jeepney is, if people don't know, that's a national transportation for the Philippines. They call it jeepney. She rent the jeepney. She go buy the food. She brings it. They bag it. And she also knows a lot of government officials in the Philippines. She used to work for the government years ago in the Philippines. So she got relatives that's in the government. So there's some government officials there with her working there. So that's how I see it should be done. So if anybody else have anything they want to say, that's good.
Thank you so much, Leon.
Yeah.
And you brought up a lots of great points.
Yeah.
And when you told me about the sustainable living, and
Yeah.
Also you sent me the scope of work and some of the plan to it, I was so impressed. It was so impressed where not only that he thought about this is what he said, he's loving doing it. And as an engineer and as a person who worked for the county, the city, he has it all. He knows the ins and outs of it. So what I ended up doing with Leon is saying, you know what, let's do this. So we had positions that available literally toward that project. And the way how I love it is that you are living in the village together, and you build the whole entire sustainable village where anybody who's qualified can be there and build that within that village. Yes, it's probably going to take us 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. But once we build that sustainable living space for people, it's going to last forever. And I love this, Leon, and thank you so much for really, truly open my eyes out to support projects, because personally, I don't think I can do any projects or anything. I'm just tagging along with a lot of people and doing it.
But you know what? If I didn't get into ONPASSIVE through you, Julie, I wouldn't have a platform to talk about this or to move forward. It probably be something that fall to the wayside, because I know that now we got like-minded people on this panel around the world who want to be here for that sustainable. Now we got all our efforts and time. I mean, we can have Christina from where she lived, someone in Africa or somewhere, they can now contact me through Omail and say, hey, give me some opinion, give me some idea, and we can go with that. I mean, you can use sustainable village. Everybody's building these container homes. I remember when I bought the last 3 containers I bought, they only cost $1,200 each. And the more you buy, the cheaper they were. Now it's container homes. Yes, they've gone up, but those things you can use do a container homes. You can use the tiny home. There's so many things out there now that you can build. And we got, like I said, we got people walking on the street that are professors, got master's degrees. You got people out there that got welding, a great welder. They just took a bad turn, and you just got to help them with that problem they have, and see, are they willing to, if we can help you with your problem, and give you a part of something, can you move forward? But again, it's all about vetting, because again, you can't have the wrong people with the wrong group, and you do an application, you figure out what these people can and can't do. And like I said, just one quick example. If you're going to start off with women and children and elderly and veterans, even though you got women and children and elderly, you don't really want to put the elderly in with the women and children, but you want the elderly to be able to support the women and children, because they have a lot of knowledge that those children and those women, those young women, those young mothers, that needs to know. And at the same time, they need their quiet, their space, and over here. And then over here, you need another group for veterans. Some of them maybe have PTSD. You don't want to mix them all together, but you still want to let them know they got a coping group. They got a group they can work with. They can talk about war stories. They can do whatever, but at least we all here for the same cause. And that's the main thing. And I think once you do all of that and get all the people vetted, we have a long ways to go. And that's the reason why we're here today, together in this group. Everybody on this call, we're here because we have like-minded. This show was Oh Blessed when you clicked on it. You knew it was Oh Blessed. You didn't click on it and say, I wonder what is it today that you was talking about. You're here because you want to be here, and that's what makes the world change. People want to be where they need to be and helping in the right direction. We got all these engineers. We got the engineer Mike right there. We got all these engineers. These guys are awesome. They get on there and they can talk about tech and they can do everything. Those guys, if you're an engineer, you can do mostly anything. You're not an engineer. A lot of people understand when you're an engineer, you're not just an engineer. You're a scientist. You're an engineer. You can read blueprints. You can read schematics. You can do that. Your engineers can do whatever anybody else can do. I guarantee you, engineer doesn't have a weld a day in his life, but I guarantee you give him a torch, he can weld. Because he can read the blueprints, he can read the schematic. That's what blessed. Everybody here can do something. Everybody can do whatever. And all you have to do is just do it and have leadership and guidance. And once you got the leadership and guidance, you say, okay, that's your project over there. You don't have to micromanage it, just point to it. That's your project. He's an engineer. He's going to figure it out. He's going to figure it out because he knows how to ask questions. He knows what he doesn't know, and he knows what he needs to know, and he knows who he needs to go get that information from. That's what engineers are all about. That's what scientists are about. That's what Dr. Benny all about, her program. That's what Christina. I listen to a lot of you guys. I just listen. Sometimes I don't say anything because I love partaking in and listening to what people has to say, all around the world. And I said, diversity is the key. Simple as that. Diversity is the key because we are the most diverse group. This company would be the most diverse company in the entire world. And you got big companies out there, they having problems because they don't have diversity. They're having problems in creativity because they stuck. You have to have diverse minds to move forward. And Opacity will move forward because of the diversity alone. Just the diversity alone. We will figure it out. And Ash said, if he can just change the life of one person, and that's all he's asking. Everybody change the life of one person and paying it forward. And this is kind of what we can do here. And like I said, it started off as not so much of a joke, but it's that we saw the need in the Philippines and we responded to the cause. I did this time for the first time, but now you've been doing it forever. Kathy Wilcup been doing it forever. A lot of the Filipino community always reaching back and giving back to their community. And we're not the only community that did that. The Hispanic community, they giving back. They sending money home. They working here. They sending money home. The African community, same thing. They here, they working. They got family still there. They sending money home. We're taking care of our people by sending money home, just like my family. In my family, I was the first one to go to college. I was the first one to graduate college in my family. And also in my family, we all had the same opportunity, the same thing. But I got 4 sisters. I help my sisters, constantly helping my sisters do something. All my sisters are grown. None of them are married. But, unfortunately, they got a broken roof. They got a broken this, got a broken step. They got a broken. I'm helping my family because how do I feel successful when my family are poor? How do I feel successful when my family can't pay their light bill? If I'm walking around with a ton of money and they can't pay their light bill, how do I feel successful? That's how you got to look at it. You got to help the one that helped you somewhere. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to give it up. when the day I got ready to go to college, I had zero money in my pocket, zero money. My older brother gave me the last $20 he had in his pocket. The last $20. To this day, I can never forget that. I can never forget that. So when my brother, when I got a really good job, I went to my boss and said, my brother knows how to do this and this and that. And he said, we just need a person part-time, blah, blah, blah. My brother needed a job. They brought him on to Ventura Regional Sanitation District. My brother retired from Ventura Regional Sanitation District, running the whole entire vacuum team, cleaning out the sewers on the streets with the vacuum truck or whatever. He got a full retirement out of it. I could never forget that, what he did for me, that $20 he gave me. And that's the last money I received, from my parent or from any family member. And I want to make sure. And we all have those stories in our family that we can reach back and we can pay. We have to just do it. And ONPASSIVE is one of those places that we can do it. So right now, all my sisters are signed up in ONPASSIVE. All my cousins, all their daughters, family members are signed up. So pretty much I got 20, 30 family members, or even 40 signed up in ONPASSIVE, because all I did was tell them, share it with them, because they said, we believe in you, so we're going to do it. Simple as that. Like, I believe in Ash. I believe in Ash. I believe in Julie. I believe in my people. I just did it because the people I believe in. I don't care whether it work or not. I know it's going to, but I don't care, because I just believe in the people. And that's why we are where we are. And that's why we're here on Blessed. So I just wanted to share that with you guys.
Thank you so much, Leon. Wow. Thank you so much for your loving and your sharing of ONPASSIVE, and first of all, trusting me. Just a little bit between just everybody kind of know where Leon and I fit into this pictures, because he's kind of sharing a lot. Yeah. I met Leon about 3-4 years ago, almost 4 years ago. Yeah. At one of the events in the company that we were together. And that was first time. I think we only met personally, like face to face, probably about 3 times. Yeah. But he's on my Facebook, and he's been a friend, and he just kind of watched me going, right? And then when I shared ONPASSIVE with him, I just say, Leon, you've got to be in ONPASSIVE. But I said, okay, send it to me. He sent it, he signed, and then he got COVID. So the entire year when he were in ONPASSIVE, I got no hold of Leon. We didn't talk about ONPASSIVE, didn't really do anything. And then I said, Leon, you got to plug in. Yeah. Leon, you got to plug in, right? And
yeah, so, she sent me 3 videos. She sent me 3 videos. And those videos, I looked at the first one, I was hooked. I looked at the second one, I was hooked more. And the third video, I went running. I mean, I hit the ground just like running full speed. I said, okay, I got it. And she kept telling me, plug in, just listen to these videos. And I finally got 3. And it was one that Mr. Ashton Park made a long time ago, and then one somewhere around September 9th. And that's all it took, is the video. And that's how I got a lot of people interested. I got over 100-some people interested in just like giving them the video. I said, this video can explain more to you than I can ever explain to you. And it also is audio, video, visual. So I gave them the video, and people sign up just like that. And so that's all it took.
Thank you so much, Leon. I think we've touched a lot of points today, but what I wanted to get back really quick, and then we're going to bring Kathy on just a little bit, about a few minutes after. I like to share this, is that Leon said a lot about the sustainable village. He said a lot about vetting. So then remember, ever since Leon plugging in, we have conversations at least once or twice a day, right? Both of us went on, and we literally tackle everything that comes on. And so I start putting down ideas of how do we vet people? How do we do this? And I shared this once before, but I also like to share this with you really quick. And if anyone would like to have this, and if you are thinking about what you want to do, what you want to focus on, or at least take some of these ideas and build within it. This is just ideas, right? This is something that we don't have to do it. This is just some of the ideas that we share here. I hope you can see my my document really quick. So what I am, when Leon talked to me about the sustainable village vetting, so I thought come up with the point, okay, how do I gather people together? How do I gather people together where they can sit in one place? We can start, building that connections with whether or not professionals that wants to help or people that need a place to live. I mean, we don't want to call them the homeless, right? They're just houseless people. They have home, so I better change my language here, right? And I learned that actually from Sherry Durstaway, one of my angel here. So I'm gonna start changing. Like, these are just something that I put when that idea comes up. Now, if you do understand myself, when I think about something, I go and I do it. I don't let my mind, I don't let things, idea that pondering around in my head, because if I do that, it'll stop me from doing. So this is just something that I came up when we have that idea. So how to vet people, right? And Leon actually agree with me on this.
Yeah.
Is you gather all the people together and getting to know them. You could you could organize the whole entire month long of feeding houseless people or feeding people so that you can organize. But before you do that, you got to know what's your purpose. So your purpose simply just to feed them, gathering data, building the trust, letting them know that you are here and you are traveling this little journey with them together. What is your goal when you do this? It's to find out who they are, who wants help, and who do not want help, right? Not only that, the houseless people, but also the professional. You have to build that team of professional people. It could be from doctors, nurses, social worker, it could be from everywhere. Doesn't matter, every single one that has vision and a goal to help people, right? So this is something that just some of the idea, and I'm not going to go further into the plan, but this is just an idea. If you want to do what Leon share here in terms of the sustainable living, or if you just want to gather a group of people where you get to know them, where you get to learn about them, I believe if we everywhere around the world start organizing a 1 month or 3 month feeding the people, right? So that we all can tackle that together. Leon, did you want to say?
Yeah, it's exactly what you're saying is exactly true, because if you don't, if you can't just take people again right off the street and put them in a sustainable environment. You gotta, because some of the people again, they've been out there so long, and their hygiene, their mental capacity is gone because they've been sleeping on the street. You have to put those people in a position where they feel comfortable enough to talk and tell you what their needs are and what their problems are. And some people are unstable to be in that environment, because you're there with women and children, you got schools, you got people who actually got trades, and you don't want anybody disruptive there. So you got to make sure. And here's another thing, you hit it on the head too, Julie. You mentioned something. You can't call everything homeless, because if you call it a homeless place, you already set up a stigmatism, and people think it's going to bring the value of their property down, and they don't want you there. They don't want the people there. And you got to call it something like sustainable village. And really, you allowing anybody into that village who have skills that want to participate and help. So you taking away that they don't really know that you've already vetted those people, and those people are homeless. You bringing them in as people part of a project, and people can get behind that. But in Orange County, where Julie lives, somewhere down in Orange County, the city of Orange, I think it's a city of Fullerton, the government wants to build this high-rise building for homeless people. People voted it out of their neighborhood, and that building has not been built. So like I told you, the government cannot fix the problem. The problem got to be fixed with people like us, or people who have a like-minded idea. And once you get that blueprint moving, and you move from community to community, you gotta do. In our community right now, we have a person named Kay Wilson Bolton. She's been feeding the homeless and running a soup kitchen, a place where they can come and get a shower for years. But it's the people who still live in the riverbed. They live in the riverbed. They live in the bottom, and every time a big fire comes through, they get burned out of the riverbed. So the sheriff go through and move them out of the riverbed, move them, and then move them down. A few months later, everybody back. The grass grow back in the riverbed, and everybody back. But the problem is, she consistently feeds them. That's her capacity. That's as far as she can go. We consulted with her, and we have an empty Kmart in our building, in our city. Brand new Kmart built, 5-6 years ago. Things still in perfect shape. All the infrastructure there, the water, bathroom, everything. All you have to do is put so many beds in there, split it down the middle, put elderly people over here and homeless women and children over here. Then that way you can further vet them. But now you got another stage to go, get them from that stage to the next stage, to the sustainable village, and take all the stigmatism away from the people who gonna say, because someone have a house that costs 600,000, 700,000, 800,000. The first thing they're gonna say, I don't want that near me. I don't, and they're gonna raise hell with their council member. And remember, all these people are elected officials, and the elected officials are gonna listen to the people that raising the most heck. And some of it could be their own cousin, family member, sisters, mom, dad. They don't care. That's why it has to be done systematically through another method, another way. And the blueprint has to be, you got to change the way people think. Also, you educating the people, and you educating the homeless people. So who has to be educated the most? The people, the regular everyday people that has a job, has a house. You got to train them as well as training the people that you got to get off the street, because it's not going to change if you don't.
Thank you so much, Leon, for coming in here and share with us a lot of other idea that you brought on. I think we touch on a lot of points. Also, he had mentioned about, buildings that are empty right now. If you have that around your area, you could put together a proposal. If you are writing grants, if you are, know how to put together a proposal, we could definitely, put together a proposal, a general one, and then we could submit. We can talk to them about, oh, bless, we can take this building, we can turn it into a sustainable living, or a houselessness for the people that comes. I encourage everyone here, if you see that what's shared here today resonate with what you want to do, let's do that. Get together, especially all the engineers. You know who you are. You know this. You are very systematic people, and I know that Leon and a lot of other friends here in Orange County, in Southern California, will get together. We're going to talk about it. What we envision is that if we can build one system, start from A to Z, to build a sustainable living, and if we can execute that, I believe with 3D printing, with tiny homes, with sustainable living, we can take that whole entire blueprint and share it around the world, and everyone around the world will be able to do it. All we need is to adjust with the rules and regulations and where we are, right? So
exactly, because a lot of people don't know that government buildings, those buildings belongs to you, the taxpayer. And that building set empty, That's your building. You just go give the government a proposal, and here's $1, and I'm taking that building. They can't say no. What are you gonna do? That's your building. So a lot of people don't know how the government works in a lot of places, and that's how a lot of people homesteaded property over the years throughout the whole entire United States. A lot of people got million acres from homesteading because government say this is our land, and they homestead it, built a building on it, and the buildings, all they had to build a 500 square feet, or 300 or 1,000 square foot building, and they took the building, they took the whole property, and that's how things work. And the government works the same way. And I know they don't work the same way in all countries, but all countries have certain methods that they can use to get the government or activate it, or to move away from holding on to stuff that they don't use. And same way with cars. There's the buses. Most government agencies, you can only drive a certain vehicle, like an ambulance or city vehicle, to 70,000 miles. When I was working, I went through 3 brand new vehicles, and because I was putting 300 miles a day on my vehicle, I went through 3 brand new. Sometimes in the middle of the year, they're giving me a new vehicle, brand new. There's nothing wrong with the one they getting from me. They gave me a brand new 4x4 pickup, but nothing was wrong. They have to auction the car off. You can get those cars, those same cars. If you got a cause, you can say, I need 10 of those cars that you auction it off. And you go and give them, $20, and you got the car. Even though the cars are still worth, thousands of dollars, but because they're government taxpayers' cars and vehicles and stuff. So, it's a lot of things we can do.
Thank you so much, Leon. I'm excited. I'm glad that we were having the opportunity to share this out. And let's go back to the Philippines. I know we started with the Philippines, and then we ended up in Southern California. So let's get back. let's go back to Kathy. Kathy, are you here, Kathy? I know I brought you on. Leon, do you want to talk a little bit about Kathy, what she does? I met this woman in one of the events,
Kathy, she's part of the Southern California Sustainable Group, which is Julie part of. We all part of. Everybody in Southern California, even some people that part of our team in other states, they still part of our whole team. And what Kathy does, she's worked as a security guard for like Costco and various places. And she constantly have run-in with homeless people. Homeless people like to take shelter wherever they can, where there's a lighted area, where they can go and prowl at night and look in the dumpsters and things like that and scavenge for food and whatever. So Kathy keeps water in her car. She keeps food. She keeps cookies, things in her car that she thinks they may need. And she's a woman. She's out there by herself, and she's patrolling various areas, and she run across these people, and the way she makes friends with them. And because sometimes you can be mean, because her job is to keep them off the facilities, keep them away from the Costco facility, from going into the trash can and looking for stuff. So what she does is she offers them, out of her goodness of her heart, she offered them food. She offered them things to drink, and she makes friends with them. And she tell them, go right over there. Don't come over here. And she gained their respect by doing various things. And she made a lot of friends with various people like that. And so, and another thing she does, she sends toys, clothes, food. She gather it and she send it to the Philippines. She's not just sending it blindly to the Philippines. She has a daughter over there, and the daughter is connected with several different churches, and she sends things over there. I give her boxes of toys belongs to my son. When I see him not playing with those things for over 6 months, I gather and put them in a bin and ship them out the door. And I tell him, because these are toys that have been passed down to him as well, and other things or toys that I bought. He spent a lot of time playing with Legos and Nintendo Switch and all that kind of stuff. So all the other toys just pile up in the middle of the floor. So that some other kids can use those toys. these kids around the world, so different places. So Kathy gathered the toys and clothing and various things, and she sent them to the Philippines. And her daughter takes it, have connection with various churches, and around Christmas time or any other time, kids have toys and things. And she does that. She sends food, just like Nelia does. She sends food because different people from the Philippines, from different provinces, and they want to take care of the various people in their different province. And you don't have to just do this for the Philippines. You can do it for any other country, Bangladesh, Africa, India, any country that needs the help like that. You can actually, because we in like 200 some countries, you can find the need for every different country, and you can figure out the methods, the different ways that you can send stuff, and you can get it to the right groups.
Right.
Because
Leon, I think Kathy is in the house, Leon,
okay,
and I
go
think
ahead,
she's still at work. Kathy, can we see you a little bit?
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you, Kathy. Sorry, Leon. I saw her and she's
that's all right. That's good. Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead, Kathy. Please say hello and
Hi, my name is Kathy. Nice meeting you all. And this is my first time, so it's kind of a little bit nervous about it. Like Nelia is doing whatever she's doing in the Philippines, and she sent those videos to Leon. And I'm just sent 4 boxes to my daughter to the Philippines with the goods, the toys. I sent it, and then I told her to, when you give it to the people, just send a picture or video so that I can send it to Ubles, because my daughter, Salome Ibay Lantano, is a member, is O-founder too. So I have my daughter and my granddaughter as a O-founder in the Philippines. I will let him join next time and show her what we are doing, so that she can show us what she's doing over there too. Like what Nelia is doing, we are sending packages to the Philippines long time ago, not only clothing, but everything that we can send it to them, even money. Sometimes there's a person that he stays in the hospital and need money to get out. So I sent her like $500. $500 nowadays in the Philippines is like 100,000 pesos. So that's a lot of money to them, and they appreciate it very much. $200 is a lot of money already. So not only those are the ones that we're sending our love and compassion to our country. We don't want them to be left behind. Whoever that needs help, we tried to help them long time ago. I came here in America in 78, and ever since then, I'm sending them money, whatever I can send, even toys, personal hygienes, even everything that they need in order to help, especially in time of calamities. That's how we love our country, even it's like a third world country, but luckily we are here. God sent us to here, and then
good morning, Zahir bhai.
We send it back to whatever we can help to them. And I love Nelia doing whatever she's doing. And I will send again my love and regards to all of you guys. And what Leon is telling me, what I'm doing here in California, I'm a security guard. Pretty soon I'll go to work, and I have food, shoes, blanket, whatever, socks, whatever I have in the back of my car. And I saw a lot of those people, like I don't call them homeless. Those are my friends. So I give them whenever they dig the trash can, and I said to them, and sometimes Hispanic, I talk to their language, and they said, okay, don't dig that anymore. I have food for you. Really? And they said, yes. And then sometimes when they go to the store, they shoplift. And I said, no, you don't need to do that. I said, what you gonna do then? I'll pay for it. Go, I'll pay for it. And they will love you for that. Be kind, and they will trust you. Instead of coming and do shoplifting, they will respect you because you give them the respect. Because don't judge the people according to whatever they have. You love them, you give them the respect no matter who they are. We have the opportunity to do things that we have to do. Some of them, they don't choose whatever they were. Some of them, they said, oh, I remember one lady, like I told before, when we have that meeting with Julie again for Southern California, I meet an old lady that she is just kicked out by her own daughter, a family member. And she was crying up to the top of her voice. And I asked her, what's wrong? She said, I'm hungry. And I said, okay, come with me. I give you food. And I said, I'm cold. Here's the jacket. Here's the shoes. Here's the blanket. The only thing I cannot give you is a housing. That's why a sustainable village is a good thing to join. When Leon showed me that, I didn't hesitate. I did not say, wait, I will think about it. No, I did not hesitate to do it because I already know what's in there. And I said, okay, I'll join. I'll join right away. I will join now. So I have people under me, and I convinced another lady who is another Filipina. And I said, you want to join this? I just show it to him. And then I told Leon, she talked to Leon and he said, let's go. Let's strike the iron while it's hot. And she make 35, 40 people right there for me to join. Yep. That's what she's doing. And every time she said, how is the OPASSIVE? It's going on, it's strongly going on. That's why I told myself that everybody's saying ONPASSIVE is a divine masterpiece. Mm-hmm. That's what I said, a divine masterpiece, because it's for humanity. Humanity is for humans that are not well off. Mostly the people that we need our hands. Like I told Leon, I only have 2 hands before. Now I have too many hands helping the Philippines and helping people that I can say it in here where I work. I only have 2 hands, like I said. Now I have millions of hands to help. Oh, bless. Oh, passive. Thank you for one person. First, Leon to let me know, Julie to let Leon know, and Julie, whoever bring Julie on. Then after that, whoever bring Julie and Julie, then we go to Mr. Asmufar for a very, very big human heart, a divine person that sent it to us. God bless everyone, but most especially Mr. Asmufar. Just remember, this company I called Divine Masterpiece. I said that for myself, a divine masterpiece, because it helps humanity, not the well-off, but the needy person, like mostly us too. All of us, the needy person, all of us, we need help, then we pay it forward to the people that needs us. Like Julie, he paid forward to Leon. Leon paid forward to me. Me paid forward to somebody else. And then the other people. Keep going. We are getting stronger. Like I said, trust one another. Have a confidence to each other. Have a good teamwork. And nothing is impossible. We can all do this. In the name of the humanity. God bless you all, and God bless humanity, Mr. Asmufar. I love you guys.
Oh my God, Kathy, I love you. I love your conviction, and I love your heart. You make me cry right now because of what you are doing, Kathy. I sent you a biggest hug because I met you in person. And guys, if you haven't met Kathy, little lady, right? Head in a blue dress, running around and help everybody, try to get everybody food in that event. Try this, do that. And then at the end of the day, she's gathering all the extra food. Oh, put it here, put it there. I'm going to have somebody's going to need this, right? So you see her heart right here. And all it is, that's all we got to do, right? From here, from now, it started from your heart and do it. And you make all of us cry here because of your conviction and your love for humanity and you're wanting. Imagine, guys, imagine all of us when blesses come, when ONPASSIVE apples are coming, what Kathy is going to do. So thank you, Kathy, for doing that. I love you. And another thing about Kathy is she has a lot of like avocado tree in her house. And she said, Julie, when you are going this way, make sure you stop by me. Take a bag of fruit home. That's called loving and sharing. And I love you, Kathy.
I love you
Please
too.
stay safe. Please stay safe.
You too. Thank you. Thank you for having me, and God bless you all.
Thank you so much, Kathy.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Thank you, Leon, for having me here with us today. Thank you, everyone. Do you have any final sharing? Then we're going to start bringing on people to talk about it.
Yeah, and I won't bring on anybody else, but the thing about it is we have people like Michelle Reyes, again, who doing something for humanity. And she got people, young women that's getting out of jail, who've been in jail. Some of them even lost their kids and coming out or for various reasons and things. And she ministered to them and she give them hope and she helped them fill out applications for job. And it's just crazy how we just have for just the sake of ONPASSIVE, how we all came together. And when you just say, oh, ONPASSIVE and oh, bless, and humanity, a company for humanity, it doesn't take people long to just say, oh, yeah, I want to be part of that. And Michelle Reyes is part of it. She has a ministry up and going. She's very busy. She's very busy. And I'm talking about their own time. They're not getting paid. Nobody's giving them a check. Nobody's doing that. I mean, there's their own time.
Leon, I see Michelle is in. Do you know if she's joining us? I see Michelle.
I know she's listening, but she's on. If she wants to come on, she can. But I think she was
joining us right now.
Yeah.
Michelle, if you are in, just please unmute your mic. I think she's in. I just brought. Continue, please, Leon. I just want to disrupt you.
But yeah, so Michelle, she's on it. She had just finished showering when I talked to her earlier, so she was probably indisposed right at the moment. You know, some people not dressed up to be on the mic, and rightly so, because we're a professional organization, so she's probably indisposed. And so my point is that she does so many outstanding, wonderful things, and basically just by me hearing what she had to say. And she said, Leon, if you do a sustainable village, I'll do that. I'll be part of that. I'll help counsel. And so then we talked about it on one of Ash's shows, and we got a lot of people who have worked for helping others, who work with mentally ill, who work with various different types of people. And that's what's going to happen. Once you vet people, you got to send them to the right department, and people can volunteer for whatever the department that they have their profession in. If there's to nurses, they can go doctors, dentist assistant, dental assistants, whatever they are, whatever walk of life. Because and one day we was talking, I said, look, I got ahead of the cart. I got ahead of this thing. You can't go to a sustainable village if you can't stand to interview the person sitting beside you because they smell so bad because they've been on the street. I said, you have to get that person a bath first. You got to get them their proper hygiene first. You got to get them everything they need to bring them, because they're going to feel uncomfortable. They're going to feel insecure. So you got to bring them in a comfort environment. You got to make sure they're fed, they're groomed, their teeth, everything. They've seen a doctor. And then you can set that person down, and you can sit down beside them on a couch or sit down in front of them. And now you can actually talk to that person face to face without you feeling like you got to get up and run, or you feeling. So that's the reason I'm saying you got to bring people in a comfortable environment. And so that makes a difference. And so not just, I mentioned, like I said, the Oxnard, California has one of the largest Filipino community in the United States. And It just so happened, I just ran into that group that they all doing the same thing. They all sending money, food, or taking stuff and sending it to the Philippines and helping each other out as the community, as a community and as a group. And again, I heard last week the people from Guyana, all the things, and my heart just opened up and poured, because I know that so much corruption going on, not just any country, every country, including ours. I mean, ours country is no worse, no better than any other country, because they send billions of dollars to the up in Seattle and the Portland area. They got huge homeless population, people on the street living in tents and everywhere. But those billions of dollars come from the stimulus. Can they get it to the people? Can they get it to the right place? No, they can't. That's why groups like ours, once we get the blueprints and get going, that money should be put into our community, to our hands, to the people, the everyday people who are really helping people. That's how the impact. And yes, like I say, working for cities, I used to do grants. I wrote grants for trees. I wrote grants for park equipment. I wrote grants for wastewater equipment for plant, drinking water distribution, how to get chlorine system. Government got all kinds of money for everything. You just write the grant, you get the money. They also got money for homeless people. Yeah, they got money for homeless people too, but how you get it to them.
Exactly.
And I think Michelle is ready now.
Yes, I think Michelle is here. Michelle, are you here with us? Please unmute your mic and please introduce.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we
Yeah.
can hear you, Michelle.
Okay. Sorry, I'm in my PJs, but that's okay. Thank you for everyone. I'm Michelle. I learned about this on Passive through Leon, and we're part of the Southern California group. And so what I do is I minister. I do a lot of emotional and spiritual work. And I've worked with homeless people. I've worked with people who are, living in tents, and me and another pastor would go and we would get up early, make lunches, put them in the brown bags and hand them out. And it's true, you do really have to get their trust and start talking to them before they're going to walk into a sustainable village, whatnot. And so what I learned is just like Kathy, nobody's paying us to go out there and to talk to these people. It's just because we have a compassion. And for me personally, I had told myself, if I have the time, I'll give my time. And whenever it comes a time where I don't have the time, I will give money to others who do have the time to go out there and show compassion on these people. And they're just looking to be, heard sometimes. A lot of the times, they're just down and out. And it takes people like you guys to have passion in your hearts to just lift them up. Sometimes it's just a word. Sometimes all they want is for someone to encourage them or give them a bottle of water, or say, what, let me pray with. Sometimes they just want a prayer. Sometimes they don't want a prayer. Sometimes they just want a hug. And I mean, some of these people that I was out there and feeding, they hadn't been, hugged in years. And it's so sad to know that, people just try to dispose of them and like, okay, not in my town, not in my town. And it's true. A lot of these people, a lot of them got out of jail and they have nowhere to go. I also worked in it's called Lighthouse for Women and Children, and it's kind of like a recovery. These women are coming out of jail. They have nowhere to go, so they put them in the Lighthouse and they teach them life skills. They teach them how to get a job. They have to do something. They got to do laundry. They got to do cooking, cleaning, all those things. So it's just not a handout. I call it a hand up, because you're teaching these people skills that they're going to use and further themselves once they, go on and move on and hopefully to do something greater with their lives, they're going to take these skills. So I like to say, it's called a hand up. Even the ones that are, homeless and whatnot, I always call it a hand up. And we don't call them homeless. We call them homeful, which means that they're hopeful for a home one day, or something that they could look forward to. Because if you just keep saying homeless, it kind of has like a negative stigma to it. So we say homeful. So a little bit different. But so, number one, passion, compassion for these people, just love on these people. That's all they're looking for. And it's free to give love. It's free to give a smile. It's free to give encouragement. Like Kathy, I carry blankets in my car. I carry usually granola bars, or I carry water, socks. And they see me. When they see my Jeep coming, they already know, oh, this girl has food, or she has water, or she has a word for us, or, she's here to just check on us. And they're humans, they're human beings just like the rest of us. And we just need to let them know that we care. And ONPASSIVE and this sustainable village is amazing, of the lives that it's about to change. I mean, look at us. We're so excited about it. And to be able to help and pour into others that maybe just did not have this type of opportunity. Many of the people that I met in I called it Tent City, because unfortunately they just pitched a tent and they lost their jobs, and they couldn't pay the rent, and they're out on the streets because these people were living paycheck to paycheck. Or something went wrong with their car, $600, and all of a sudden, they're behind in the rent because they need the car to get to the job. And it just kind of snowballed. And before you know it, they have the car and they're living out of the car now because they couldn't afford, they got behind on the rent. So it's many stories like that, people that I've come across. And so I know, we each have the ability in us to make a difference. We're already doing it. We're already taking the risk to join the team. And we took the risk, and we're like, wow, this is such an amazing thing that people are gathering together to do. And so I just want to congratulate each and every one of you for stepping out in faith and becoming part of ONPASSIVE, and just taking the risk of like, okay, we're going to do this, and we're going to plan it, and it's going to happen. And it's already happening. And it's just so amazing that the people have come together to really, because it's called Oh Bless, to bless others. And, a lot of the time people don't have that capability. So we, as people, when I would go out there, people would say, I can't do that. I can't do that. And I'd say, okay, well, just, keep us in your thoughts. And I would actually have people donate money to me and say, okay, buy the lunches, or, buy whatever you need. I don't have the time, but I'll give you money. Or I don't, I can't see the homeless. I can't, like, it's too heartbreaking, but you go and I'll give you, they would give me resources. They would give me food vouchers or gift cards or whatever. And so there's always a way to make it happen. You just have to have a willing heart, an open mind. And like I said, once again, it's possible. It's possible. So I encourage you, each and every one of you being here, that, you're here to make a difference, to make a change. And I thank you and I encourage you. I love each and every one of you. And I cannot wait to see what else is going to happen this coming year. So God bless, all the way from Oxnard, California.
Thank you so much, Michelle. Thanks so much for joining us today. When I met Michelle in one of the event where we had here in California, she doesn't talk much, but she makes difference. She makes a boom difference, right? She goes out there and she just does her thing. And thank you so much, Michelle, for being here. And thank you so much for sharing your heart here with us. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Leon, any last words? We're going to start calling on the folks that patiently waiting for us, but any last
no
words?
last words. I just like to hear from other people, and thank you guys for listening. And like I said, it's all started in the heart. And like I said, I started off when ONPASSIVE just saying I can help people with drinking water, and I'm doing much more than so thank you.
Thank you so much, Leon. that's the kind of conversations we have every time we're on the phone together. So thank you for just trusting in me when you accepted to be founder of ONPASSIVE with the information that I share with you. And he hasn't stopped. So thanks so much for being here. All right. I see that Ava Diaz has had her hand on since very beginning. So I'm going to call on her. Ava, good to have you here. Nice to meet you. And thank you for joining us. Please unmute your mic.
Thank you, Julie, for having me here. This is the first time that I'm coming into OBLESS. I've been doing this for a very long time, but not around passive. I have been trying in my own little means. I'm from Bangladesh. I've been on my own little means that whatever I can, I try to help the people, especially the really poor people, those who are unable to have proper meals and they are rickshaw pullers. So, one hot meal, they really enjoy. So we make that, what I do is I make it a point of duty to bring everything. I cook it myself and then I pack it and I distribute. It's not much, but whatever little I can, once a month, I've been doing it. And I've been doing it for the past 3-4 years. And in fact, during COVID times also, without coming into the limelight, I have been helping people, with their rations and whatever I can. So that is why I wanted to join OBLESS, because I know it is a very good cause and I would really, really like to help people. So I need to team up with like-minded people like you so that I can help others. That's all.
Thank you so much, Ava, for being here. Congratulations for what you are doing. And I know, oh my gosh, I just sit here and hearing everyone who's sharing today and saying, when the apples are falling, how many lives we can touch, right? It's going to be in a massive way. So
I just wanted to know that if I have, how can I join with other team members from Bangladesh so that we can really go out and make a lot of difference.
if you,
because I have in mind that, there are people that, like they say, don't give a man a fish to eat, teach him how to fish. This is what I feel that we need to, give them, like Leon said, sustainable. Give them to do something where they can really sustain themselves and not put out their hands, and they will not feel that, they're poor or somebody's being just pitying them. No, they want them to live with pride and dignity so that they in turn learn how to help others. This is what I have kind of thing in mind. So I don't know how, but it will happen. That much I know.
thank you so much, Ava. You are the gem that Bangladesh has. So what I did was I sent you a message with my email on it. If you could please send me yours. And
Sure.
if any friends that are in Bangladesh has the right vision, the right heart, like Ava shared with us here, please send me an email and I definitely would love to contact and connect you as well. Thank you for being here, Ava.
Thank you, Julie.
Thank you so much for speaking out. Thank you very much. All right, Engineering Mike, you are up next. Please go ahead and unmute your mic.
Hello, everybody. Good evening, all our leaders. First of all, Leon, I don't know. It's like you just put me into space, into another kind of trance this evening with all the technicalities and all the know-hows. Like we say, we learn every day in ONPASSIVE. It's like a big learning field. We just want to thank all the leaders. Leon, thank you very much. Katie and Michelle. And Michelle, thank you people very much, and Eva as well. So it is a journey. We just started. We're still going, and these things are being unfolded. They are unfolding so that we should plan more as we go along. And this platform is a good one. We say healing mercies to Chris. I pray for him. I'll send him a prayer. He's healing very well. We thank God for that. This platform, when you come here, if you don't go on with something that you learn, then I doubt if you are really here. It's a big place for us to come and brainstorm in all of this. Leon, kudos. I mean, like, I used to say, sometimes you think that you know a lot of things, right? But when you see another expert who knows, when he talks, you understand, you buy, and you guys resonate in the same frequency, right? So it's marvelous. Then I just want to say I have so many projects around the world, which is by founders. But what we're waiting for is a guideline from the CEO himself, how we'll be tackling these projects. So, but trust me, I'll be knocking at your door every day. I'll get your number from Julie, Leon. We have to work. We have a lot of work to work. It's just starting, right? I have this gigantic, the last time I talked to Mr. Ash, he was talking about a fast train road in Africa that I used to talk about with him. So finally, he calls it Africa. That is the name he gave it. So I've been working with a lot of engineers in the world, worldwide. We're putting stuff together. Leon, one day you hear me call on you, you have to join my team. Let's make that thing happen. We're working a lot. We're doing a lot of feasibility studies on the distances where they are supposed to pass. We have consultants. I have consultants who have PhD all around the world. They have like project managers who are working. So I would like you to join me someday. I just want to say thank you. I mean, like Julie, what you came out with this evening, some days you just come here, you don't even know what you come and meet, right? So it just, when it starts like a joke, but when it goes deeper, you see how it goes deeper and the stuff is coming, it flows. Thank you, Julie. Thanks for the anchor today. Thank you, everybody. I wish to work with everybody here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Engineering Mike. We all come here and speak our mind and our hearts, and that's where it has happened, right? No matter where you are, when you get together, you just let your mind and your heart grow together, and that's why we're all here together. So thank you, everyone, for being here today. All right, Phil and Susan Torres from Northern California, good to have you here. Please go ahead and unmute your mic and tell us what you're thinking.
Well, I just wanted to share with all the founders the power of our creator and how I know ONPASSIVE is going to help change the world. Today, Julie, I just had met you and I sent you a text asking about California founders. And something today told me to get on this website, and I did. And come to find out that Leon is where I was born and raised in Oxnard. And I moved from Oxnard to Northern California. So the Lord has brought us together, and I think with ONPASSIVE, we are going to change the world. And I just wanted to share that with you. I thought that was a great thing, that how this worked out. And like I said, just today, I sent you that text because I wanted to meet new founders. And now I think there's an avenue we could follow that we can all get together and build ONPASSIVE and make it a great business and helping business, a loving business. Thank you. That's all I wanted to share with you.
Thank you so much, Phil. Thanks so much for being here. And yes, things that the Lord does for us, lining up together, it's amazing. And we don't know how. We don't know how that happened, but it's good. Today I've received a lot of good news from founders around the world. I mean, like things that lining up. All we got to do is line up our heart and our mind and look out for what you're looking for, right? And so we are here today. So I got your text message and I'm going to put in the chat just for you, Phil. This is my new number. So if you could replace the old and we're good to go. We'll connect. And then I definitely will connect you and Leon and all the team together. In California, we're planning to have one coming up soon. Let's connect. Let's pull everyone together. California, it's just a state within United States. If we can make a difference in California for all that lives in California, knows how California is, and if we can make the difference in California, I believe we can do that worldwide, right?
Yes, and the things that Leon was talking about were the same things my wife and I were talking about, because in California, I used to work for the California Youth Authority, and they're closing down camps and leaving properties vacant. Those camps and different buildings are going to be standing there and not be used, like Leon was saying. And like he said, we could, as ONPASSIVE founders, use those places to help the people and build ONPASSIVE communities.
Area kitchens
And those places already have kitchens, bathrooms, everything you need. And then the camps, they have the rooms, and people, it could be self-serving. They can be the cooks, they can be the electricians, they can run those ONPASSIVE communities.
Yeah.
It can happen. We just everybody puts their head together. We are going to change the world. ONPASSIVE will change the world.
Yeah, and especially like those state buildings, we built those buildings as taxpayers. If you worked anywhere in the United States or in California, you built that building. So that building belongs to you. So when the state is done with that building, you got a plan. You go to the governor or wherever their liaison team and say, we want that building. Here's $1.
And I'm looking forward to meeting everybody. And because this, like I said, this could be done around the world.
Absolutely. I believe so. And
Okay. Bless you all.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Phil and Susan. Look forward to meet Susan sometime, and let's connect. I send you my number on the private chat. Please get that, and then I'll reach out to you, and then I'll connect Leon and everyone together. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Sounds good.
Thank you so much. All right, we have 20 more minutes in our call today, our meeting today, our get together today. I see Tom Taylor is up next. Tom Taylor, nice to meet you. I heard you on Marty's Live. I heard he mentioned your name, but this is the very first time I'm actually see you via Zoom. Good to have you here with us.
Thanks, Julie. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you.
Awesome. Good morning to all of you. That's my local time from Cebu City in the Philippines. I want to address an issue mainly for the benefits of, let's call them the non-core founders or people who may watch the recording at a later stage. And what I'm on about today is there's an awful lot of people out there who've got simply no idea what to do with the money once they receive it. Don't believe me? Go out next time when you're in the mall shopping or the supermarket, walk up to a total stranger. Hey, excuse me. If you would win $1 million tomorrow, what would you do with it? You'd be amazed, and probably about 80, if not 90% of the people will offer you a blank look on their face. They got absolutely no idea. One of the most common answers is, I worry about that when I have the money. And that exactly is their biggest downfall. Now, I want to get into some statistics for a minute. You heard about the big lottery winners. Somebody wins $5 million, $21 million, maybe $300 million even. And you wonder, what the heck do they do with all that money? Now, statistics are that between 3 to 5 years, the majority of those people who came into money very, very quickly file for bankruptcy. That's a fact. Many reasons for that. Some of the reasons, they stop working, of course. Other people just give away too much to family, friends, friends of the friends, pretend friends, all those people that come out of the woodworks when all of a sudden, oh man, he or she's got money, you know. Keep in mind taxes, you know, no matter what you're going to earn, there will be taxes to be paid at some stage. And then the biggest downfall for people that came into a lot of money unexpectedly is they go spend crazy. You know, they buy boats, new cars, a villa in the Maldives. The sky's the limit, right? Well, not really. You know, big ticket purchases add up a lot quicker than expected. And for some people, or most people, money eventually does run out. So here's my suggestion. When you start making some decent income with ONPASSIVE, I suggest, let's pick a figure for the sake of having a figure to work with. Let's say you make $10,000 a month at some stage. So before you call your best friend to celebrate, I reckon the first call should go to your financial planner. And if you don't have one, I suggest you most certainly should start looking around. Because, you know, the average person really has got no idea when it comes to taxes, where the money is best invested, how to use your funds. So, you know, you don't lose the overview. Let somebody else worry about all that. Get yourself a good financial planner. And most importantly, make a plan. And by making a plan, I mean, write down what it is you would like to do with the money. Stick with the 10,000 for now. Let's say, as an example, okay, I'm earning $10,000 every month. It's increasing in time to come. I want to set aside 20% for a good cause or less. And so you got a figure to work with. I've got $2,000 every month to spend on X, Y, Z. The rest of the money you should spend on yourself. But again, as mentioned earlier, also set some of the funds aside for taxes to be paid. Because believe you me, taxmen will be around whether we like it or not. And I want to finish this with a joke, actually, where these two old guys are walking in the park, and one of them bends down and picks up a pay packet. And the other guy says, man, you're very lucky. The guy keeps studying the pay packet, the other one, and the old guy says, come on, man, aren't you happy? The guy turns around to him and says, look at this, look at this. I found all this money, but look at the amount of tax I had to pay. And that, unfortunately, is a mindset of a lot of people out there. And all of a sudden they come into money. Make money, be happy. Let's help others. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Tom. That was great. You brought up a really nice point. Is yeah, you got to think how much, when that amount of money coming in, what are you going to do? How are you going to separate it? I mean, I used to say this when I have, you know, funds that coming in, monies that coming in, live in 10% of your income. The rest of them, split them in 3, right? 1/3 of it go to saving, or and then 1/3 of it go to charity, and 1/3 of it invest, right? That's kind of like the number for me. Live on 10%. Yes, you can. Can you do it? Yeah, live in 10% of your income. And then think about charity. But now when we are in ONPASSIVE, how many of us having more than one account? Can we do 100% to Oblast? Oh, yes. 100% times 5 accounts? Think about that. I mean, I'm just really throwing numbers out here, right? Because a lot of us say, oh, I'm just going to do 10% to Oblast. No, many of us, I mean, if you really think about the values that are offering an ONPASSIVE, will you say, I'm willing to do 100% of this particular account to Oblast, right? And if I have more than one, that has multiple accounts? Can you do more than one? Oh, I love it when it talks to about giving. I love talk about it. So if you haven't really decided on the number itself, designate it, write it down. You don't have to tell anybody. All you got to do is, I know that this is going to go to OBLESS, or this is going toward my traveling for the projects and all that stuff. Tom, thank you so much for bringing that on, because
It's just,
I know.
sorry, Julie, just one thing I forgot when I said to make a plan. By making a plan, I really sincerely mean writing it down either on a whiteboard, piece of paper, whichever the case may be, and maybe put it into categories A, B, and C. A being the stuff that needs to be done, like paying off your credit card, paying off the mortgage, blah, 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 blah. B, the items with the next priority. And C, stuff that is not all that important, but at some stage you really, really would like to do. Make that plan, then work your plan. Thank you very much.
Love it. Love it. Thank you so much, Tom, for coming on. All right, everyone, we got 10 minutes. We got 2 hands raised, 3 hands raised now. We got to cut down the time that we are speaking, so we got everybody in. However, I wonder if Lily Lane, if you are here, Chris has mentioned about the homework, and you had a little homework to do. And if you are in, please come on and join us. And if you're declined, I know that you're not in a place to share, which is okay. But if you're here, please join us on the panel. All right, up next, we have Dr. Benny, Abdullah Rahman, and then Sherry Green. Those are the 3 speakers that we have. We've got less than 10 minutes, so let's just keep it right around 2 minutes each would be great. Thank you so much, Dr. Benny. You're up next.
Yes, Sister Julie, thank you for giving me this opportunity. I want to greet each and everyone. Brother Leon Holiday, Sister Kathy, and Sister Michelle. I want to take this moment to thank you guys for the humanitarian work. I really appreciate you, and I respect for a job well done. And what I want to say is that OBLESS will take care of everything. But if I may ask a question, with these individuals that you guys are taking care of, have you ever thought about asking them their goals? What do they want to do in life, especially those coming out from jail? Because I noticed that I used to work with this type of people as well. And some of them do like going back to jail. But have you thought of asking them of their goals, what they want to do, so in order to better off their life in future rather than suffering? I do have a lot of questions, but I will take it. I'm not going to ask that much. But the first thing is that I want to comment. And for Sister Kathy, I don't know, are you around? No.
Kathy and Michelle, I think they're on, but I believe Kathy was getting ready for work.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm not going to waste too much time, but I just want to commend you for your work. And I am willing to work with you all because I want the best for them. I don't want them to suffer. So despite the fact that I am in Maryland, when the dollars start coming, I can still fly to California and work with you.
Gotcha.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Benny. I've got Dr. Benny's numbers, and if anyone would like to connect with her, let's do it. If we can do this together, I'm very sure we can make the biggest difference, right? Wherever we are. So
the more, yes, that's what I mentioned before. The more people come together, the more creative and more things. That's how we're going to be able to handle things. And I picked up on a lot that Dr. Benny was saying last week. Getting the money in the right direction in the right people's hands. That's what it's all about too. So there's a lot of resources.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Leon. Thank you, Dr. Ben. All right, Abdullah Rahman, if you could please unmute your mic. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you very much. I would like to appreciate the effort of our leaders for this wonderful gathering. Let me go straight to the point considering the time given. I would like to tip more about, give example about what is going on here in northeastern part of Nigeria due to involvement of Boko Haram members, which it's very terrible situation. It's very security conscious issue that leads to almost 40,000 mortality from 2009 to date. That people were dead, were killed, were bombed due to insecurity here in northeastern part of Nigeria. So it's very terrible situation, which leads to almost, I think, 2 million data, over 2 million data of refugees in almost 14 refugee camps, which is here in northeastern part of Nigeria. So the insecurity situation leads to very extreme poverty and a very certain situation that people were killed, people were destined to insecurity. So I think this project, if it will be impactful to security conscience, because here we are even talking about security, which is the people are not even secured. Just some years ago, some students were kidnapped from school, Chibok girls, almost 200 students were kidnapped. Almost, I think it's almost only that something that were found. So all this insecurity, kidnapping and banditry, which is very rough situation here in northeastern part of Nigeria, that leads to extreme poverty and lack of employment and a lot of things, which is very terrible situation here. And considering the implementation of OBLES project, already there are projects in existence like the UN. There are aids from part of the world that people are bringing aid to this kind of places that were hit, because it's a very terrible situation here in the northeastern part of Nigeria. We are even disturbed about the security situation, the security alarm. Sometimes bomb in churches, in mosques, even prayers, places were not secured, markets, and a lot of things, which all is due to unemployment and a lot of things that lead to youth. And most of this participation or these Boko Haram members is because they go against Western education. Most of these people, they go against, their target is directly with government and Western education. So with few engagement or few just some little amount of something token, they used to recruit Boko Haram members to disturb the society. Very youth of 20, 25, 30, they are the people disturbing this kind of region. So, which is very terrible situation. So that's why I'm making a comment here and asking how we can partner together to see what we can do to help this certain situation, more especially in the awareness and in any of the support to the refugees camps, to first identify refugees camps, then other societal projects that were already here. But more especially, it's very terrible situation, the security aspect. It's very terrible, it's very terrible here. For almost a year, a lot of people I know a lot of people didn't know about Boko Haram members. There are a lot of researches online and on YouTube channels. There are research about Boko Haram members, which is very terrible. It's one of the disturbing aspect of Africa. It touched from here, my state. It started in Maiduguri, the next state to me. Here, my state, Iola, they are the heated zone from 2009. Then it moved to Chad, to Cameroon and Niger. Almost West African countries, 4 African countries here were disturbed by this by these Boko Haram members, which is very terrible situation here. It's like, for instance, now we are on a curfew from 6 evening. Anywhere you have to go to insecurity situation, you have to be at home since from 6 o'clock evening. because there's a security alarm that you have to be at home for you not to even go and put yourself in the danger or something to happen. So that's why I say, let me make a comment here, because there is no time. I know in the nearest future will be bringing more light and maybe some documents about what is going on here, maybe with some videos as an backing evidence for the societal issue we are having here, or regional issue, or country issue here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Abdullah. Thanks so much for joining us. And thank you for sharing with us the situation there in your country as well. I believe that when OBLES is coming, when ONPASSIVE is launching, there are many regions around the world will get helped. And I believe that you are the founder of ONPASSIVE. If you able to connect with the founders around your area or around the country, let's do this. And I don't think one of us can do this alone. It takes unity, it takes love, and it takes the heart of everyone that involved. And we all getting together and we all connecting together. And I think there are reasons for all of us getting together. If you are here for the very first time, you spoke today. If you're here for the very first time, you heard someone talk about OBLES, you heard about someone share about what they're currently doing. Let's do this together. So thank you so much, Abdullah, for coming on and share this with us. Reached out, and if anyone's in the region, also reach out to Abdullah as well. This is where it all starts, right? Thank you so much for coming on and share with us here. All right, we got 2 minutes left. It's okay. We can take Winnie's the last one. So Sherry Green, good to see you here, sister. Good to have you with us. Please go ahead and unmute your mic.
Okay. Hi. Hello, everyone. Wow. That I had to come on tonight. Leon, thank you so much for your presentation. You are talking my language. I work in the field that you're talking about with homeless people, kids that are at risk. I work in a group home setting. And so when you talk about corruption, the government corruption, I'm not going to go into this, but I work in it, and I am so grateful for OBLES and what I'm going to be able to do, not to try and fix the system because it's so broken it can't be fixed. Thank you for your heart, Leon and Kathy and Michelle. Honestly, this is what ONPASSIVE is about. This is why I joined ONPASSIVE. I used to come on webinars a lot. I see a lot of new faces, a lot of familiar faces. And I just am like, I'm overjoyed that we are in this position that we can really start to help people, get down ground level with people that are homeless or down and out. It's what I want to do when I can stop working. I work, 6-7 days a week. I go into work at a group home and I work with these kids, and I can't bring my gifts there because the government just wants us to do status quo and not help the way that I want to help. And so I know that when I'm in a position to be able to go out and hit the ground, boots on the ground, and sit with people and pray and give food, like Kathy, you touched my heart when I was listening to what you're saying, that that's what I'm here for. And so, Leon, I would love to connect, and we need a Canadian, I guess, I don't know, chapter, whatever you want to call it, because I have been brainstorming exactly what you're talking about, and I've been looking for land. We talked about the 3D printing, and my mind was blown, and I'm like, thank you, God, like this is it. This is how we're gonna help the people. And so I'm just like, my heart is pounding out of my chest. I had to come on tonight. I listen in the background when I'm at work, and rarely do I get to come on anymore, but wow, I'm I'm so touched. And to watch, there's over 1 million founders that have come in since I became a founder, and to watch it, it's just like, I can't, like, I'm out of my body right now with joy. So thank you so much to everybody, and let's do this. Let's help the people. Let's sit beside them and talk to them and find out what's weighing on their heart, you know, and yeah, let's do it. So I love you guys.
Thank
And
you so
Ash,
much.
Mufara, you are like, I love your heart. I need to say it. I love your heart. What you've done, your heart and your mind. Thank you, sir. That's it. That's all I got.
Thank you so much, Sherry. It's good to see
Sorry,
you.
I took a little bit longer, Julie, but I
No worries. No,
had to get it out.
no worries at all. Thank you for coming on today. It's good to see you, though.
Yeah,
Good
thank
to
you.
on here.
Yeah.
On
Once
panel.
OnPassive goes, I'm out. I no more work for this kid. So
That's
thank you very
right.
much.
Thank you for your heart. Thank you for sharing here. We miss you in California. You've got
Oh,
to.
well, that's
and we
another thing that
get
really
to see
touched
you.
me, because that's the area that I lived in a couple of times. And so I know the Oxnard area. I know what you got. I actually have a founder that is working on a program. I want to connect her with you, Leon. Okay. And she's like the most amazing woman. So I'll reach out to you. Okay. Okay.
Perfect.
Thank you. Okay. Good night.
Thank
Thank you.
you
I'm
so
going to
much.
unmute myself. Otherwise I won't stop.
Love you, Sherry. Thank you so much for being here with us. All right, Winnie from Rwanda. Winnie, if you would please, my dear friend, it's been a long time. We haven't seen you or spoke with you. I want to hear your voice.
Hello.
Hi, Winnie.
Do you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I like to hear your voice. It's been a while.
Bless you, ma'am. God bless you so much. Yes, I'm Winnie from Rwanda. Yeah, I am your friend, as our CEO used to tell us. I really appreciate that I have a great family. ONPASSIVE is a great family from far away, from Africa, USA, Canada. I am really grateful that I have family like you all, my friends, my sisters and brothers. Yeah, here is not a morning, it's still a night. When I wake up, yeah, I fall on this webinar, which is a good webinar. I like Obles. I like the people of ONPASSIVE. I like your heart. The heart of giving, it doesn't require much. The heart of giving just require that the willingness of even to talk to someone, to tell him, be patient, God loves you, I love you. That is enough. Even you don't have something. Do you know one coin can feed one family here? If I have one coin, I know I can feed someone who, there are many people here around the world, many women, many children who are suffering. Really, I am thankful to God. I'm thankful to Ash Mufare, who really had this opportunity for the people who have that heart of helping others. Here in Rwanda, I have a charity. Yes, a charity for children. I'm focusing on children. But when we say about children who are suffering, who need to go to school, children who are sleeping empty stomach, just you have to think about their families. Many of them are from the poor families, from a single mother who doesn't have nothing to feed them. I demand myself, what can I do here in my community? Yes, fortunately, I meet ONPASSIVE. Obless is really my answer. I prayed a lot. to find a platform where I can myself, I express myself to what I am willing to do with the people who are willing like me, who has that heart, that faith, that belief, that now I can say nowadays, if you can realize it, nowadays this world, many people are selfish, but it requires me and you to change that belief, to change how people they believe. We don't have to be selfish to be satisfied. No, we have to share what you have with the neighbors, with those who are in need, who need us. Like whatever you have, even your heart, even your good word, there is someone who needs you around you. You can see there is always someone who needs what you have, what you good from your heart. Really, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate this webinar. I appreciate on Obres. That is, even first of all, we are humanity is starting with us to bring that atmosphere in the world. We are humanists, then that we will spread that the peace, the love, everything as Ash, our CEO, used to tell us. Let's change. I can't change everyone, but at least I can change one person in this world. So really, dear sisters, I saw you, Julie, long time. I saw the other leaders here. Rina Nakamoto used to be here, to be together, Engineer Michael, Dr. Benny. Really, God bless you. I saw sisters from Bangladesh. Really, I used to follow in silence, but always I keep you on my heart. With my people, as you see, I can show you something. You see these buckets from this morning, when I wake up, it was my time to go to visit some families. Yes, I have the list, the long list here. Of course, I participate in the children education, but you can't educate someone who is the empty stomach. Even I have 1 kilo of rice or 2 kilo of beans. I should go to the families, visit the families, see what they are, what their problems. I live with them 1 kilo of rice. Really, I appreciate Engineer Michael. I'm sorry to tell this if he doesn't want me to tell it, but I appreciate him for his kind help. Is the one who allow us to visit these families who need some food. Really, God bless you. In the name of Jesus, I pray for you, everyone. I love you, and you know here we love you in Rwanda. It's my first time to say, sorry if I'm saying too much. I don't like to tell many words, but really I appreciate all grace. I feel I am in my family. God bless you.
God bless you, Sister Winnie. Thank you so much for coming out. You are the gem of Rwanda, and thank you so much for many images, videos that you shared, what you are doing. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate you. You got to come out more often, all right? Please come out and speak more often. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Robert, I'm sorry I can't take your hand today, but let's continue to share Oblast with everyone. Really appreciate everyone that's staying on and staying here and share. I like to wrap up this evening of Oblast with a little story. There was a little girl, about 8 years old. She was helping her uncle to do something. I don't remember what it was, but she got paid about 50 cents. She wrapped that 50 cents in her hand very tight to walk to the store and buy her favorite candy. Along the way, she went to the store and she saw this man with no hands, no arms, and no legs. And he was sitting in the middle of the puddle of water on a cutout little piece of tire that cut out. And all the people was gathering around this man, armless and legless. She was only 8, and she was curious, why are people getting together? When she walked down and saw that man, her heart dropped. How could anybody carrying their life, living their life in that condition? At that moment, she walked up to him and just put that 50 cent right on his lap and walked away. She was sad, but she carried that dream. She said, I wish some rich people sit on the very top of the world, the people that has money full in their pocket. I hope that some people will turn around and look at these unfortunate people and teach them the skills, how to be financial freedom to help other people. That 8-year-old girl, it's now 40 years later, in the present of us today, sharing her dream that if someone could make that change, could turn around and look at the unfortunate people, that person's dream, that little girl's dream has came true. She already won because her dream came true to her. Our CEO, Mr. Ash Mufareh, and every single one behind their scene is turning around and look at the unfortunate people around the world. He did. He took that action to do that. Believe it or not, that little girl's dream, it's not just her. It's everyone's dream around the world. But did you know that that dream has already came true? It's already here. It's already done. That's why we are all here together, connecting together with that same dream together and do it. And thank God for Bless. Thank God for the heart of the Mufareh family that give us the opportunity to do this together. Thank you, everyone, for being here, sharing your heart, allowing the information, the heart that's shared here to touch your heart. Each and every one of us can do this in our own family, in our own community, in our own country. It takes one heart and connecting with hearts around the world to be able to do that. So yes, we already won. If you have that dream like that little 8-year-old girl, we are already won. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. We love you. ONPASSIVE love you if you are not ONPASSIVE founder.
Thank you, Julie.
Thank you so much.
Bless you, Julie.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Julie.
Okay, good
I am
night.
with you. I am with you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Julie.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Good
Thank you,
night,
everybody.
Good night.
Thank you, everyone.
Night from Canada.
Bye. Good
Everyone, I
night.
love you all. Have a good night
Good
or good
night,
day.
family. Bye, family.
From
Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Beautiful
Night,
video.
everyone.
Thank you for
Bye.
coming. Thank you for
Bye,
You
coming.
Dr.
guys,
Benny.
thank you
Bye.
so much.
Thank you all. Bye, Nikki.
Good night. We
Mr.
appreciate
Ash,
you.
Mufareh.
And
Thank you.
everybody, thank you so
Good night.
much.
Bye.
Thank you. Very much.
Bye,
Love
Nikki.
you.
Bye, Julie.
You all using the
Thanks,
Julie.
Thank you so
Great
much.
show
Night,
tonight.
Tracy.
Julie. Bye, Julie.
Rachel.
Thank you so much.
Bye,
We
Romeo.
love you.
Gladys, you guys are
Hey,
awesome.
get
Julie,
better.
please play my Gmail. Play my
Thank you,
mail,
Leon.
please.
Love you. Take care, everyone. Good night. I'm gonna go ahead and
Good
Bye.
night, good
Guys.
night.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Good night. Good night,
Good night.
everybody.
See you on the next webinar.
see you next
Bye.
time. Good
Bye,
night.
family.
Thank you, Chris, for the opportunity.
Good night, everybody.